My heart hammered as I stood outside the sleek glass doors of the downtown Seattle architecture firm, the rain-slick streets reflecting the neon lights like a distorted mirror of my own turmoil. I had rehearsed the words 1,000 times, but nothing prepared me for the moment I pushed through and saw her. Heidi, the brilliant architect I'd admired from afar for months, her sharp features framed by the glow of blueprints on her desk. "Heidi, I can't keep this inside anymore," I blurted, my voice cracking. "I'm in love with you." She looked up, her eyes widening in a mix of surprise and something I couldn't quite place. Amusement? Confusion? But then her lips curved into a smile that didn't reach her eyes and she said, "You think I'm Heidi? Oh honey, you've got the wrong sister. I'm Haven." The world tilted on its axis. Haven, Heidi's twin. I'd heard whispers about the identical siblings in the firm, but I'd never seen them side by side, never imagined this twist of fate. My confession hung in the air like a noose, tightening around my neck as I realized the depth of my mistake. How could I have confused them? Heidi was the one I'd watched at industry events, her designs revolutionary, her presence commanding. Haven, from what little I knew, was the quieter one, handling the administrative side. But in that moment staring at her, Haven, I felt a spark ignite, one that mirrored the flame I'd harbored for Heidi. Was it transference? Or something more insidious? A pull toward the forbidden echo of the woman I thought I loved? I stumbled back, muttering apologies, but Haven caught my arm. "Wait, don't run off. That's quite the entrance. Sit down, let's talk about this." Her touch was electric, sending jolts through my skin, and against my better judgment I sat. Inside, my mind raced. What have I done? I've exposed my heart to the wrong person, and now she's looking at me like she sees right through to the chaos within. Society already judges women like me, lesbians in a world that pretends to accept us but whispers behind our backs. And now this, a mix-up that could unravel everything. As we talked, Haven revealed fragments of their lives. She and Heidi had been inseparable growing up in a conservative suburb outside Portland, their parents devout Catholics who viewed any deviation from the norm as a sin. "Heidi's the golden child," Haven said with a wry smile. "The one who pursued the dream career. Me? I'm the shadow, making sure the firm runs smoothly." But there was bitterness in her tone, an undercurrent of resentment that made me wonder about the cracks in their bond. I shared my own story tentatively. Growing up in a family that expected me to marry a nice man, have kids, fit the mold. Coming out in college had been a battle, one that left scars from disowning glances and silent dinners. Loving women isn't easy, I admitted, especially when the world wants you to hide. Haven nodded, her eyes softening. "I get it. More than you know." There was a pause, heavy with unspoken truths. Did she mean she shared my orientation? Or was it just empathy? My thoughts swirled. If she's like me, does that change anything? But no, I came here for Heidi. This is a mistake, a detour. Yet as the conversation flowed, I found myself drawn to Haven's quiet intensity, her way of listening that made me feel seen. By the time I left, promising to clarify with Heidi, doubt had seated itself deep in my chest. What if the universe had steered me to the right sister after all? The next day, I returned to the firm, determined to set things straight. Heidi was there this time, her posture straighter, her voice more clipped. "Haven told me about your mix-up," she said, not unkindly, but with a professional distance that stung. I apologized profusely, but inside I questioned everything. Why did Haven's face linger in my mind more than Heidi's? Was my infatuation superficial, based on admiration rather than true connection? The moral quandary gnawed at me. Pursuing one sister after confessing to the other felt like betrayal. An ethical minefield in a community already fraught with judgment. Lesbians face enough scrutiny without adding sibling drama to the mix. As weeks passed, I couldn't shake Haven. We started meeting for coffee, ostensibly to laugh off the incident, but the conversations deepened. She opened up about the pressure of being the lesser twin, always in Heidi's shadow. Our parents pitted us against each other, she confessed one rainy afternoon in a cozy cafe. Heidi got the praise for her talents. I got the lectures on supporting the family. Her words resonated with my own familial wounds, my mother's disapproval when I brought home my first girlfriend, the way she prayed for my salvation. I thought, is this solidarity or attraction? The line blurred and I hated myself for it. What kind of person falls for the twin of their crush? It's messy, complicated, the stuff of tabloid scandals that reinforce stereotypes about queer instability. One evening, Haven invited me to a gallery opening where Heidi's latest design was showcased. A stunning eco-friendly building model. The room buzzed with industry elites, their conversations laced with subtle homophobia disguised as jokes. I spotted Heidi across the room, mingling effortlessly, and my old feelings stirred. But then Haven appeared at my side, her hand brushing mine, and a warmth spread through me. "See that? That's her world," Haven whispered. "Mine's quieter, but maybe that's what you need." Her words hit like a punch. Was she flirting? Or testing me? Inside, conflict raged. Choosing Haven would mean betraying my initial intent, potentially fracturing their sisterly bond. But ignoring this pull felt like denying my truth. Society's gaze loomed, whispers about those women who can't commit, families that disown. The weight pressed down, forcing me to confront the cost of authenticity in a world that demands conformity. By the end of the night, as we walked through the drizzling streets, Haven turned to me. "What if your confession wasn't a mistake?" she asked softly. My heart stopped. This was the precipice, the moment where decisions birthed consequences. I thought of the damage ahead, the arguments, the judgments, the internal torment. But in that instant I leaned in, our foreheads touching, and whispered, "Maybe it wasn't." The kiss that followed was tentative, charged with the electricity of forbidden possibility. Yet even as our lips met, guilt flooded me. What have I started? This could destroy everything. Their family, my sanity, our fragile place in society. The drama was just beginning, and I was the unwitting catalyst. The days after that kiss blurred into a whirlwind of stolen moments and mounting tension. Haven and I met in secret, our connection growing like a vine entwining around hidden truths. But every touch, every shared glance, amplified the voice in my head. "This is wrong. You're poaching from Heidi's shadow, exploiting a mix-up for your own desires." I lay awake at night, dissecting my motives. Was I truly falling for Haven, or was she a safer version of Heidi, less intimidating, more accessible? The moral ambiguity clawed at me. In the queer community, loyalty matters, and this felt like a betrayal not just to Heidi, but to the principles I'd fought to uphold. Haven, too, wrestled with demons. "Heidi can't know," she insisted during one of our late-night walks along the Puget Sound, the water lapping like accusatory whispers. "She's always had everything: success, attention. If she finds out, it'll be war." Her words revealed the fissures in their twin bond, forged in childhood competition but cracked by years of imbalance. Their parents, staunch traditionalists, had groomed Heidi for greatness while relegating Haven to support roles. "I came out to them first," Haven admitted, her voice trembling. "They called it a phase, said I was influenced by bad company. Heidi stayed in the closet longer. But when she did come out, they accepted her because she's the star." The injustice burned in her eyes, and I felt a surge of protectiveness. But inside I questioned. Am I her rebellion or something real? The societal pressure amplified everything. Families like ours, where love is conditional on fitting the heteronormative script, even if we're queer. Word of our friendship trickled back to Heidi, though. She cornered me at the firm one afternoon, her expression a mask of controlled fury. "What's going on with you and Haven?" she demanded, her voice low but laced with accusation. I froze, the weight of my deception crashing down. "Nothing," I lied, but my face betrayed me. Heidi's eyes narrowed. "You confessed to me, or thought you did. Now you're cozying up to my sister? That's low." Her words struck like daggers, exposing the ethical quagmire I'd waded into. Was I a homewrecker in my own romance? The confrontation escalated, voices rising until Haven burst in, her face pale. "Heidi, stop. This isn't about you." The sisters faced off, years of pent-up resentment boiling over. "It is about me," Heidi shot back. "You've always envied what I have. Now you're taking this too." Haven's retort was sharp. "Taking? Like how you took all the credit for our joint projects in school. Or how Mom and Dad praise you while ignoring me." The air thickened with old wounds and I stood there, the unwitting spark to this familial inferno. Inside, guilt consumed me. I've pitted them against each other, all because of a mistaken confession. What right do I have to insert myself into their dynamic? Society already views lesbian relationships as dramatic spectacles. This only fuels the fire. In the aftermath, Haven chose me, or so it seemed. We spent more time together, but the shadow of Heidi loomed. Our dates were tinged with paranoia, every public outing risking exposure. One evening at a quiet bistro in Capitol Hill, Seattle's queer haven, Haven broke down. "I feel like I'm betraying her," she whispered, tears streaking her face. "We're twins. We're supposed to be unbreakable." Her vulnerability cracked something in me. I held her, but my mind raced. Is love worth this fracture? My own family history echoed. My sister's cold shoulder after I came out, the holidays spent alone. The cost of authenticity is steep, demanding sacrifices that scar. Yet as our bond deepened, so did the external pressures. Haven's parents caught wind through a mutual friend. Their reaction swift and brutal. A phone call summoned her home to Portland for a family meeting. She returned shattered, recounting the interrogation. "They said it's unnatural, that I'm confusing sisterly love with something sinful. And involving you? They called it a perversion." The words echoed my own past rejections, stirring a defiant fire. But doubt crept in. Are we fighting for us or against them? The moral debate raged internally. Choosing love over family loyalty feels righteous, but the pain it inflicts questions everything. Heidi, meanwhile, didn't back down. She started undermining Haven at work, assigning her menial tasks, excluding her from meetings. "It's payback," Haven confided, her voice weary. I urged her to confront it, but she hesitated, torn between allegiance and self-preservation. One explosive boardroom argument spilled into our lives when Heidi showed up at my apartment unannounced. "You're destroying us," she accused, her eyes wild. "Haven was fine before you. Now she's choosing you over blood." The confrontation forced me to defend our relationship, but inside I wavered. Is Heidi right? Have I become the villain in this story? The drama intensified, each decision a gamble with hearts on the line. As the rift widened, Haven made a choice that stunned me. "I need space," she said one night, packing a bag, "to figure out if this is worth the war." Her departure left me reeling, questioning every step. Was my confession the catalyst for necessary change, or needless destruction? The societal lens magnified it all. Queer women navigating love amid prejudice, where every misstep invites condemnation. Alone in my apartment, I pondered the price. Freedom demands payment in pain, but is the ledger ever balanced? The tension built, promising more confrontations ahead, as I resolved to fight for what felt true, no matter the cost. Haven's absence stretched into weeks, each day a torment of self-doubt and longing. I replayed our moments in my mind, the way her laugh cut through my defenses, the vulnerability in her confessions. But beneath it lurked the ethical storm. By pursuing her, had I exploited their twin dynamic, turning sibling rivalry into romantic leverage? Society's double standards haunted me. Straight couples face family drama without the added layer of homophobic scrutiny. Why must our love prove itself twice over? Inside, I battled the urge to reach out, knowing space was her request, but fearing it meant goodbye. Heidi, sensing my isolation, approached with an olive branch, or so it seemed. She invited me to coffee. Her demeanor softened. "I miss how things were," she admitted, stirring her latte. "Before all this mess." Her words stirred remnants of my original crush, but now they felt hollow. "You started it with that confession," she continued, her tone shifting to accusation. "But maybe we can fix it. If you back off Haven, perhaps." She trailed off, implying a possibility between us. The offer dangled like a trap, testing my loyalty. Internally, I seethed. Is this manipulation? Using my initial feelings to reclaim control? The moral quandary deepened. Rejecting her could escalate the feud, but accepting would betray Haven utterly. I declined, politely but firmly, igniting Heidi's wrath anew. "You're choosing the wrong side," she warned, storming out. Her retaliation was swift. Rumors spread through the architecture community, painting me as an opportunist who preyed on vulnerable women. Colleagues whispered at events, their judgments an echo of broader societal biases. Lesbians as predators, relationships as fleeting dramas. The isolation stung, forcing me to confront my resilience. Have I sacrificed my reputation for a love that's uncertain? The inner turmoil peaked during sleepless nights, where I weighed the costs. Authenticity versus acceptance, passion versus peace. Haven returned unexpectedly, knocking on my door one stormy evening. I couldn't stay away, she said, soaked and shivering. We talked for hours, unraveling the threads of our separation. Being home with our parents reminded me why I left, she explained. Their lectures on proper love, their prayers for my soul. It's suffocating. Her decision to come back was an awakening, but laced with conditions. We have to tell Heidi everything. No more secrets. The prospect terrified me, but I agreed, knowing transparency was the only path through this moral maze. Yet doubt lingered. Will confession heal or destroy? The three-way meeting was a powder keg. We gathered at a neutral park bench, the autumn leaves swirling like our emotions. Heidi arrived guarded, her arms crossed. Haven took the lead. I'm in love with her, Heidi. It's real. The words hung then exploded. Heidi's face contorted in betrayal. How could you? After everything. Tears flowed as old grievances resurfaced, childhood favoritism, shared secrets weaponized. You were supposed to be my ally, Heidi sobbed. Haven countered with her own pain. And you were supposed to see me as equal, not your sidekick. I interjected, owning my role. I never meant to come between you. But the damage was evident, each accusation a blow to their bond. Internally I questioned, is love selfish if it demands such sacrifices? The societal context amplified the drama. Families torn by queer identities, where acceptance is conditional. In the fallout, Haven chose to distance herself from Heidi professionally, seeking a new job. It's time I step out of your shadow, she told her sister in a heated phone call I overheard. The decision was liberating for Haven but heartbreaking. I'm losing my twin, she whispered to me later, curled in my arms. Her sacrifice weighed heavily, a testament to the prices we pay for self-discovery. My own reflections mirrored hers. Coming out had cost me family ties. Now this romance demanded more. The ethical debates raged. Right versus wrong in love's gray areas, where choices ripple outward. As our relationship solidified, external pressures mounted. Haven's parents disowned her formally in a letter, citing moral corruption. The rejection crushed her, sparking nights of doubt. Was it worth it? She asked, staring at the ceiling. I held her, but inside I wondered the same. Society's lens judged harshly. Queer couples as disruptors of tradition. Friends divided, some supportive, others siding with Heidi's narrative of betrayal. One ally, a mutual colleague, pulled me aside. You're brave but careful. This could ruin careers. The warning echoed my fears. Professional fallout in a field dominated by straight norms. Yet amid the chaos, moments of clarity emerged. Haven and I attended a pride event, surrounded by stories of resilience. We're not alone, she said, squeezing my hand. The experience awakened a fiercer commitment, but not without cost. Heidi's silence grew ominous, hinting at brewing revenge. One day she emailed Haven. You'll regret this. The threat loomed, escalating the tension. Internally I prepared for the next blow. What more must we endure? The drama built relentlessly, each confrontation peeling layers of our psyches, forcing us to confront the true price of forbidden love in an unforgiving world. Heidi's threat materialized in the form of sabotage. At a major firm presentation, Haven's new portfolio, curated for her job hunt, was mysteriously altered, designs credited to Heidi instead. The fallout was immediate. Accusations flew, trust eroded further. She did this, Haven seethed, pacing my living room. The betrayal cut deep, transforming sibling rivalry into outright war. Internally I grappled with guilt. My involvement had amplified their conflicts, turning whispers into shouts. Was I the poison in their blood tie? The moral weight pressed. In pursuing happiness, had I condoned destruction? Society's gaze intensified the scrutiny. Lesbian dramas fodder for gossip, reinforcing myths of instability. Haven confronted Heidi at their parents' home, dragging me along for support. The scene was explosive. Doors slammed, voices rose in a cacophony of accusations. You stole my work, Haven yelled. Heidi retorted. You stole my chance at happiness. She confessed to me first. Their parents intervened, their faces etched with disapproval. This is what happens when you defy God's plan, their mother intoned, eyeing us with disdain. The homophobia was palpable, a reminder of the broader battles queer women face. Families that prioritize doctrine over daughters. Haven stood firm. I won't hide who I am. But the stand cost her. Walking out, she trembled, the severance from family a gaping wound. In the drive back to Seattle, Haven's resolve cracked. Maybe they're right. Maybe this is wrong. Her doubt mirrored my own internal storms. Is love valid if it inflicts such pain? We pulled over, tears mingling as we held each other. No, I whispered. We're fighting for us. But the sacrifices mounted. Lost connections, shattered trust. Heidi's actions forced Haven to sue for intellectual property theft, escalating the drama into legal territory. The courtroom loomed as a battleground, where personal vendettas met public scrutiny. Internally, I questioned the ethics. Revenge or justice? The line blurred in the heat of emotion. As the case built, alliances shifted. Some friends rallied to Haven, others to Heidi, splitting our social circle. One evening, a former mentor called. This is tearing the community apart. Think about the bigger picture. His words stung, highlighting the societal ripple. Queer infighting as ammunition for outsiders' prejudices. Haven wavered under the pressure. What if I drop it? For peace. But dropping it meant surrendering her dignity. A choice fraught with regret. I supported her push forward, but doubt not. Am I enabling destruction for love's sake? The trial date approached, tensions peaking. Heidi reached out unexpectedly, proposing a settlement. We met in a sterile mediator's office, the air thick with unresolved grievances. I want this over, Heidi said, her voice weary. But admit you betrayed me. Haven refused. You betrayed yourself by lashing out. The negotiation broke down, emotions raw. In a moment of vulnerability, Heidi confessed. I was jealous. Seeing you happy. It highlighted my loneliness. The admission was a turning point, revealing her own internal struggles. Unrequited feelings, perhaps even for me. The complexity deepened the drama. Not villains but humans entangled in pain. Haven softened but held her ground. The settlement eventually came with apologies exchanged, but scars remained. We'll never be the same, Haven reflected later. The awakening was bittersweet, growth born from ashes. Our relationship, forged in fire, strengthened, but at what cost? Family ties frayed, careers tarnished. Society's judgment lingered, a constant undercurrent. Internally, I pondered. Does redemption justify the wreckage? As we moved forward, small victories emerged. Haven landing a new role, our love deepening amid the ruins. But Heidi's shadow persisted, a reminder of the prices paid. One night, Haven received a letter from their parents. A tentative olive branch inviting dialogue. Maybe change is possible, she mused. The hope flickered but caution tempered it. We attended therapy together, unpacking the layers, sibling dynamics, societal pressures, personal ethics. The sessions revealed my own flaws. Impulsivity in that confession, reluctance to own consequences. I started this, I admitted. Haven's response. And we'll finish it together. The commitment was a bomb, but the road ahead promised more trials. As high as the highs felt, the lows plunged deeper. Heidi's occasional outreach hinted at reconciliation, but trust rebuilt slowly. The drama evolved from confrontation to quiet reflection, each decision a step toward uncertain healing. Internally, the questions persisted. Can love conquer division, or does it merely rearrange the pain? The tension simmered, building toward a climax where choices would define us all. With the legal dust settled, Haven and I attempted normalcy, but the undercurrents of past conflicts tugged relentlessly. We moved in together, a bold step amid lingering judgments. Friends celebrated but whispers persisted. That twin mess? Unhealthy. The societal microscope amplified every flaw, questioning our stability as a queer couple. Internally, I wrestled. Have we earned this peace or stolen it from the debris? Haven's nightmares of family rejection surfaced. Her cries in the night an echo of the costs endured. I missed them, she confessed. Even after everything. Her longing stirred my empathy but also fear. What if she regrets us? Heidi's re-entry was gradual. A birthday card, then a coffee invite. We met warily, the air charged with tentative hope. I forgive you, Heidi said, but her eyes held reservations. Haven responded. Forgiveness goes both ways. The conversation unearthed buried truths, Heidi's own hidden struggles with identity, her envy masking deeper insecurities. I pushed you away because I couldn't face myself, she admitted. The revelation was an awakening for all, humanizing the villain I'd cast her as. But reconciliation demanded concessions. Heidi asked for space in our lives, a slow rebuild. Internally, I resisted. After the sabotage, can trust revive? The ethical dilemma loomed. Mercy versus self-protection. As bonds mended, external forces tested them. Haven's parents extended an invitation to Thanksgiving, a litmus test for change. They want to meet you, Haven said, excitement laced with anxiety. The drive to Portland was silent, my mind racing. Will they accept us or unleash more condemnation? Arrival brought stiff greetings, their home a shrine to tradition. Dinner unfolded tensely, conversations skirting the obvious. Then, inevitably, the questions. Is this phase over? Their mother probed. Haven's retort was firm. It's not a phase, it's who I am. The standoff escalated, voices rising in a replay of old battles. Heidi intervened. Enough. We've all suffered. Her defense was unexpected, a bridge built from shared pain. The evening ended in fragile truce, promises of future talks. But the drive home revealed cracks. Haven wept, the partial acceptance bittersweet. It's progress, but it hurts. Her words mirrored my internal conflicts. Partial victories feel like defeats when full equality is denied. Society's slow evolution amplified the frustration. Queer families navigating conditional love. Yet in that vulnerability our bonds solidified, a testament to resilience. Months later, a crisis forced ultimate choices. Heidi faced a professional scandal, false accusations echoing her past sabotage. She turned to Haven for help. I need you, she pleaded. Haven hesitated. After what you did? The decision tore at her. Loyalty to blood versus justice earned. Internally she agonized. Forgive fully or hold boundaries. I advised caution but supported her choice to assist, recognizing the growth in mercy. The collaboration mended fences, but demanded Haven's time, straining our relationship. I'm sorry, she said during late nights apart. The sacrifice tested us, highlighting love's demands. In the resolution, Heidi cleared her name, gratitude fostering genuine reconciliation. The twins rebuilt, our trio forming an uneasy alliance. But scars lingered, reminders of the journey. Haven and I emerged stronger, our love tempered by fire. Yet questions remained. Was the pain necessary for this peace? Society's pressures had shaped every turn, from family dogma to community judgment. As we stood on a Seattle pier watching the sunset, Haven turned to me. We made it. Her smile held the weight of battles won. But inside I pondered the broader implications, the ethical gray zones navigated, the awakenings born from turmoil. Love in its queer form demands defiance, but at what toll? In the end, was betraying a sister's trust the unforgivable sin, or the catalyst for essential truth?